be in new shape.
He's a registered Tennessee Walker, and mine has a better game. There's 7.
Are you playing with my hair?
There you go. Looks good. Leonard, you get it all off too?
What is your favorite picture? I had to put on my poster for Chris. Make sure you got it. You got her hair? Excuse me.
Jimmy, leave that big flap right there. Anything you got for us, right? What's up, Cal?
Yeah, there's some trim around the ears though. Before and after. We ain't raising any money, boy. We got 3. And we're done. Our racing straight. Yeah.
Will I be faster? I should have asked for 500. Wow, man. This is a good one here.
There you go. Yep. Come up with 50, just leave it like that. Right down the middle. Right down the middle.
Okay, now I'm speaking with the Wharf Rats cooking team, and Alfonso Ortiz is in charge out here today. Alfonso, tell me about the Wharf Rats.
Well, what we are, we're pretty much 3-4 gentlemen that work out on the waterfront, and a gentleman by the name of John Sanderson decided one day to build a barbecue pit, so we did, and this is what we named it. And pretty much we're 100% non-profit organization.
You compete in cook-offs around too?
We do one cook-off, which is the Wild Game Cook-Off.
Wild Game Cook-Off. And today you're here doing what?
Today we are doing a fundraiser and blood drive for Officer Lomax and Officer Sanderson.
All right, and how's it been going so far?
It's been going great.
Great turnout,
yes,
huh?
Great turnout.
Okay, and who's your partner there on your left?
Over here we got little John.
Is he one of your head cooks?
He's actually the #1 cook.
I see, Little John. Okay, all right, Little John, and they call you Junior. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate your time.
No problem.
This is Deputy Donna Bowes with Galveston County Sheriff's Office here today to give blood. Donna, tell us what you're doing here.
Donating blood for Carl and Mr. Sanderson.
Have you donated blood before?
I have not.
First time, huh?
First time.
Well, I'm sure they are thankful for you and all these folks that are out here, and thank you for talking with us.
Absolutely.
Galveston Police Chief Henry Pareto is here with us today. Chief, thank you for your time, and tell us what is going on here today at your department.
This morning, Breck, we're doing help hosting a fundraiser for Officer Chris Sanderson and Officer Carl Lomax. One has cancer and the other is in hospital, actually a victim to a blood clot and actually high blood pressure probably. Anyway, we've asked the community to come out and support these two officers doing fundraisers and also a blood drive. I've been very, very pleased with the results. I call it a success, and all this was done with our people on their own time, and I'm really proud of both the community and the people that helped organize this for two good officers.
Well, the people that run the UTMB blood bank out there said they were not expecting this kind of turnout. They've just been overwhelmed, so that's great. And also, I've been getting a few emails from members of your department, and at the bottom of them they put in capital letters, GPD rocks. Is that going to be a new slogan here, or is everybody just feeling good?
I think everybody just has a positive attitude, and I think the community response has been so overwhelming that it's a positive thing, and actually it's, you know, we want the community to embrace us just like we embrace the community, and we have two people that are in need, and just to see the people come out and help, I guess you could say GPD does rock.
Yes, they do, and you can tell by the attitudes and the personalities of the officers out there and the civilian employees too. Everybody's smiling and happy and seem to be really happy with what they're doing here at GPD now, and that's probably a feather in your hat. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate all your positive help, and I really want to thank our community, but I do thank you too, Brett, because you are definitely get the word out. You have a really large audience, and we can't do anything without people that support us, and I'm glad that people have actually embraced helping two people that work for their community. So thank you and the community.
Police Chief Henry Pareto, Galveston Police Department. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Now I'm speaking with Sergeant Annie Almendarez with the Galveston Police Department, who has been the main motivating factor or moving factor behind the organization of this blood drive we're out here today for these officers. Sergeant, tell us now exactly what this is about. Tell us what's wrong with your officers and what all it entailed to get this monstrous big event going that you have out here.
Yes, when Officer Lomax just happened a week ago now, he had a stroke. We were all at the hospital and we were all very worried because Lomax is very well locked, very an officer of the police department, and everyone was calling us and asking us, what can we do, what can we do? And at that time, we didn't know what we could do because they was telling us his condition was like threatening. I'm a very close friend of the family, and they asked me, you know, to speak with them because every time they told a story, they were reliving the story. And so at the hospital that day, I said, you know what, I can get a blood drive started, because if nothing else, we can give blood, because blood saves lives. You know, 1 pint saves 3 lives. And so I thought, you know what, I did it for the Houston officer, I can do it for my own officer, and that's kind of how I got started.
I remember the officer and his wife on the motorcycle accident, the Houston officers, man and wife, who were both police officers in Houston, and the husband was killed in a motorcycle wreck here, and his wife was seriously injured and probably still suffering from that. And I remember you being very active in that, making trips back and forth to Houston and involved with the Houston Police Officers Association and all for that. So do you have any idea what kind of turnout you've had here? I know you've been running back and forth. You probably hadn't even had time to check. But
no, so far the turnout has been more than I expected. I mean, the blood bus actually has almost an hour to 2 hour wait. I've actually had to go on Facebook and tell people, because they had to get back to work, to just donate at any one of the blood centers, UTMB in Lake City or the main station at the hospital, because the wait is so long, and just put it, say, in the name of Lomax or Sanderson. because it is just the response has been tremendous, and I'm like in tears when I think about it.
Yeah, the UTMB people out there told me that they were caught off guard, and that they've just been overwhelmed with blood donors showing up for these officers, which should make everybody feel good to know that police officers in this city have such support from not only their own fellow officers, but from the people they serve right here in Galveston are showing up. Some of them that don't even know these two officers are out there giving blood. That's great. My compliments to you and the Galveston Police Department and all of you for doing a wonderful job. Thank you. Sergeant Annie Almendares, Galveston Police Department.
News or in the media about the 1% that is really actually does bad things, and they never come out and get the stories. I want to thank you for actually coming out and covering this story, because everybody wants to hear about the bad things we do, but nobody wants to hear about the good things. And these officers put their lives on the line. Officer Sanderson is still working. He's battling cancer, and he's still working. And and you're the only person media that cares to come out and speak about this. But let one of our officers just run a red light, and it's on the 5 o'clock news. So once again, thanks Breck Porter and the news for doing this for us.
Well, thank you too. That's our job, and we try hard. Thank you, Sergeant.